Chris here with Simply Japanese Maples. Today we're going to do a quick little tour of some of our trees. We are at the end of summertime, which is what I like to jokingly refer to as the boring season for Japanese maples. Boring because it's not spring, which is usually spectacular. It's not fall, which is also spectacular, but it's something in the middle of that. And it's summer, but they still look great. It's just different. Anyways, let's have a look, guys. Here is Yellow Cascade, which is a yellow-leaved, heavily weeping variety, palmate leaf style. Now, of course, it's summertime, so it doesn't have its really strong yellow color, but still a great little tree. Here's Dissectum flavescens. This one really has some unique color. This is the color it looks like in spring, and then kind of in summer it starts to get red-orange outline to the leaves, and then sometimes can kind of look a little bit like this after, but this is new growth on that. That's flavescens. Koto no Ito. Behind Koto no Ito, we got Goshiki Koto Haimi, which is really interesting dwarf. Super small leaves. Really neat. Very, very thick growth. Goshiki Koto Haimi. Here's my Amber Ghost, which was doing amazing and now just is starting to show a little bit of scorch on the very ends of the leaves, but was looking really great all year. Here is a greened out Sunset. This is one that in full sun, so it'll be more orange and red. Here's Nicholsone, a small, medium-sized tree. Some of them are still red that I have, but this one seems to green out after it gets the really hot sun. But you can see more of the reds here. So that's Nicholsone. That one's almost like 300 years old. It's been in cultivation for a long time. Here's a Ryusin just going wild. Seiyun Kaku, nice little fast-growing dwarf. Looks a little bit like Mikawa Yatsubusa, but a lot more fast-growing. Here's a Skeeter's Broom, which is just exploding with new growth. Shirasawana Bronze Age. Here's Red Dragon. Beside that is Irish Lace. A fairly heavy weeping Dissectum. This is a cool one too, you can play with. It can have some reds and oranges in sun. More greens, the more shade you give it. Trompenberg. Nice little Picea. This is a spruce here. Globosa, oh, I'm forgetting the name of it, but a beautiful, beautiful one. Here's Shiraz. Some new growth on there. The reason this is mostly green is because it's been sitting in a lot more shade a lot of the summer, and more recently we brought it out here in the sun. Here's another Shiraz with some new growth on there. Big Twombly's Red Sentinel in behind. If you ever need a narrow, tall, beautiful red tree, Twombly's Red Sentinel is a great one. Here's very dark red on some Emperor One. Also more dark red, almost a black on Yasmin. Yasmin's a really tall, over 30 feet tall, eventually growing tree. Here's Rising Sun, Japonicum. These leaves are massive. Like, here's my hand, there's the leaf. Absolutely massive, almost the size of my face. Little Mikawa Yatsubusa in the back here. Scorched little leaf tips. Lots of seeds. We're going to try and sell those this fall. Stay tuned for that. Here's Oregon Fern, which is a Japonicum Dissectum selection. Sumagaki. This one, you'll recall, has the little red fingertips in the spring, and a lot more chartreuse green with little red fingertips. Here's Harvest Orange, one of the few orange fall colored, and came from BC. Here's another Goshiki Kotohaimi. Moonrise. Here's Jubilee, I think. Yeah, Jubilee. I don't think Jubilee likes too much afternoon sun. This is also Jubilee beside it, and it's pretty burnt, but compared to say the leaves lower down, right? So I think it definitely doesn't want too much sun, even though we've got 55% shade here in our greenhouse area. Here's Ever Autumn. Is that right? Yeah, Ever Autumn. So this is supposed to be a vine maple and a palmatum cross. And new leaves on this are kind of an orangey red. There's none on there right now, but that's what it looks like when they are popping. Speaking of new leaves, we've got some bright colors on Amagi Shiguri here. Some newer leaves poking out. That's been great all year. I'd have to say Amagi Shiguri and Frosted Purple. This is Amagi Shiguri, and this is Frosted Purple, which has really lost a lot of its color in the last month. But under this 50% shade, it's been probably the two of the better purples, more so even than Purple Ghost. So if you have a spot where it's got like filtered light because you have bigger trees, kind of a perfect location for that. Here's a sunset as well. Now this one's a lot different than the one I showed you earlier. This one has a lot more reds and oranges, and these can have even more than that. But again, it's under shade. That's a beautiful, beautiful dissectum. Here's Pink Ballerina. This is like a really strong dark red with the pink variegation dissectum. Orangiola. Here's Shayna. Really love Shayna. Small leaves, very clustered together. It's got that classic broom little rounded tip there in the middle. Really cool. Well, let's look at Teonishiki. Look at the leaves on this. They're not quite white, they're more of a cream, but really spectacular. Teonishiki. I had a bunch of those this year. Crimson Queen. Big waterfall here with some little scorch on the tips. Sorry, buddy. Here's a Washi no O. That's a cool dissectum. Really like how the leaves, they're a lot different than other dissectums. Awesome fall color too. This one is Ceboldianum Seiki no Kegon, which is a weeping form. Small tree weeping form. Hopefully we'll have a bunch of those next year. Hubbs Red Willow in the corner there with a Trompenberg thrown in. Oh, look at Bihu here. Some yellowy green leaves. Here's Burgundy Lace. This has great leaves. Shirasawana Morium. This one has very green leaves. It's a lemon chiffon. So in the fall, this will have some orangey red tips on parts of the leaves, and the rest of the leaf will be yellow. Some cool ones in here. Peve multicolor. So awesome. Big Uki Gumo in the back. Got an Ariadne over here. This is one they also dug up again. It was in the ground. That's a great great reticulated form. Here's Kumoi Nishiki. A lot of people like this one. Holds its variegation pretty consistent year after year. Here's a wide-spreading, low-growing Kiyohime Yatsubusa. These ones are very vigorous. Don't fool yourself into thinking that dwarfs cannot be fast growers, because in fact, many of them are very fast growers, and then they kind of slow down and just be dwarfs. Here's Ryusen again. Great tree. Here's a Sensu, Shirasawanum Sensu. These are great trees too, folks. Just love these trees when they're waves, or the wind is kind of taking the leaves and blowing them. Sensu means moving fan. Cool extra interest with the seeds there, the red seeds. This one is Taki no Gawa, which is a Japonicum. I like this one too. When the new leaves are coming out, they're very peachy pink colored. And yeah, Japonicums are great. If you don't know, Japonicums all have excellent fall colors. Guys, thanks for tuning in. SimplyJapaneseMaples.ca.